Hey guys, back at it. This is day 106 in my 1 year daily diary challenge. If you are just joining me for the first time, welcome so much. I appreciate you. If you're returning, thank you for your support. I had started this as a 100-day challenge that was prompted in a meditation devotional session, and I just decided I hit that 100 mark and I wanted to keep going, and so I'm pushing this to 1 year. So let's get into it. It is day 106. So I had just been with my love hanging out, doing a podcast with him yesterday. And so I spent the night and just got to spend a lot of really amazing time with him. And so today it was most relaxing morning. The kids were with their dad this weekend, so I did do some check-ins and making sure they were okay, and I will see them after school today. But I am hanging out with my love this morning. We are just chilling and decided to grab some breakfast and coffee. So we have this really cool spot close to his house that has like a really nice cafe, really great coffee. We've always just had a great experience there. And so we got up and got ready to go there, and we got there and they were closed and didn't know they were closed on Mondays. So quickly looked up another spot, and right around the corner we found this other little cafe. So we went in and great breakfast. They had blueberry scones, they had coffee, and we just sat there. We had a really lovely morning, having this breakfast and coffee. And then we decided, we were done. There was an antique store next door, and when we were done, they had opened. So we're like, why not? Let's just go in the antique store and look around. And we started looking around the antique store, and this was like the never-ending store. It had a full downstairs, and then it had a full upstairs, like the same size as the downstairs. But then it had this bridgeway or breezeway to go over to another entire space, like huge space, huge. It was like every time you turned a corner it was like more, and then you turned a corner it was more, and it was like very crazy. Like I felt like I was gonna get lost in there and never be able to come out. But it was so much fun to walk through. And most of the time we were walking on our own, just checking things out. And then a couple of times we were, together walking through, looking at stuff. And I love to look at older antique things and actually see what people feel that that's valued from the past. So that was kind of cool, just looking at all of those things. And then also feeling a little bit old and nostalgic, because a lot of things that I had when I was growing up were in this shop. So I'm like, okay, when the things that you grew up with are in an antique shop, you're a touch old. But that was okay. I mean, I have an appreciation for it, so it doesn't bother me. And then there was this one corner of the shop. Out of the whole entire thing, there was just like this little teeny one corner that was all like gothic and black. And it was like, oh, this is my corner. But it was kind of cool. There were these cast iron kettles or cauldrons, and they were so cool. There were two of them, and I really wanted to grab both of them, but I resisted because there's a lot of other things I need to spend my money on right now. And while that would be really, really cool and fun, and especially now that it's spooky season, add to my decor, I didn't really necessarily need it. So I had been looking at the jewelry case downstairs before we went upstairs, and I had looked at a few rings, and there was this one. It was really beautiful, like a blue-green teal, shiny, shimmery, and I didn't quite look at what the stone was, but I tried it on, it fit me, and I just like put it back and then, continued to look. So when I came back downstairs, I was looking at the jewelry case again. They had a lot of really cool gemstone rings, so like tiger's eye, they had Dalmatian, they had amber, they had jasper, they had like just all different kinds of stones. And that ring just kept popping out at me. And my love kind of came over and he was like, "What you looking at?" And I was looking at the rings, and he was like, "Well, where's that ring that fits you?" And I pointed at it and he was like, "We'll take that." And so I didn't even know what it was. And so I looked it up really quick with like Google Images, and it was black opal, and is really cool. So he got me the ring. That was very sweet. And he got a bunch of stuff for himself, which was cool too. And we just had like, it felt like a Sunday, but it was not. It was a Monday. We had our coffee, we had our breakfast, we went antiquing. We went back to the house and we just hung out. And he has a huge trampoline in the back. And I decided, I'm just going to spray some bug spray on myself, and I'm going to go out there. It's beautiful weather, and I'm going to get all the junk off of the top of the trampoline and jump a little bit and lay down and just like use it as like a hammock or a bed or something. And so I didn't quite jump a lot, but I did. I cleaned it off and I laid down, and I was like watching the trees, listening to the breeze, the sun. It was just like everything was perfect, just laying there enjoying my surroundings. And yeah, that was fun. So I just hung out there a little while, and he was running around doing different things. And then he had to run some errands. So I went with him to do some errands, and didn't accomplish what he wanted to, but that was fine. We were together, we were hanging out. And when we got done, that was time for me to leave to get back home so I could be there for the kids and just make sure everything was straightened up. So when I got home, I just straightened up a few things. My daughter came home, picked her up from the bus, connected with her. My son came home, picked him up, connected with him. And we have crunch time for my daughter, because she's baking all these cookies for the big event, and just making sure this is their last week of school before they track out, and they are in a non-traditional year-round school. So they are in school for 9 weeks, and then they get 3-week break, and then they're back in for 9 weeks, and so on. So this is the last week before they get their 3-week break. So this will be fun for them. We have a lot of stuff planned coming up, and we will definitely be busy, but not busy. So it was just nice to connect with them and talk about what's coming up. And, they're like fatigued kind of like on this last week of school, and I can always see it right before track out happens. So just kind of like getting them in that prep mode, like you're gonna make it, it's almost done. I know this is the last week, just we gotta push through, and then we'll be in rest mode. So yeah, I made soup for dinner, which was like perfect because it was like cooler weather out, and it was just like, it felt good to have soup. But yeah, it was a great day. It was a lot of fun. It was just restorative, and I'm just being cautious, and not like super cautious, but just checking in with myself, because after this breath work session that I had, they said there should be like a 21-day detox where your body kind of brings stuff up and detoxes. It's similar to the Reiki, and I'm just going to be aware of my emotions, be aware of how I'm feeling, and the visions, the dreams, the whatever might come, the words, just to be aware of it and ready to like journal it or note it somewhere. So that is basically it. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for joining me, for listening, for supporting me. And you guys support me just by listening. And all the views that I see, and all the comments and the shares and the likes and the subscribes, I do appreciate. It brings me joy. So thank you so much. And I hope you have a most wonderful, amazing, fabulous, energetic, beautifully engaging, happy, all the things day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.